Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about the similarities and the differences between these three products here. So for this one here, the Ecovacs Dbot X11 is quite a bit different, especially in appearance, compared to these other three vacuums. While they all are going to have their own water tanks and dirty tanks for mopping and cleaning purposes, this one is going to have its dust bin or canister in the front, and it's a canister, not a bag. These other ones here, they all have dust bags in them, while this one is going to have a canister instead, which is more similar to, say, like a wireless, like smart vacuum or something like that. And it's pretty easy to slide out. You can get to the filter and pop it out like that. And that's different from these ones. These are just going to have like their dust bags out in the front. But I like this design a little bit better personally. It's just a little bit more accessible and easy to clean yourself at home. Yeah, and just like that. And also, appearances wise, once I get this back together, I feel like this kind of almost looks like a little bit like an espresso machine, not so much like a vacuum. Yeah, so this espresso machine looking robot vacuum, really cool and different. It also, it doesn't have LiDAR like the other ones. However, it does have a camera in the front, so you're more than covered with that. Also has Wi-Fi features. These all have app features. So that's one big similarity between all of them. And they're also gonna all have automated cleaning for the brushes in here. So it's not something you're gonna have to worry about as much. And then for the tanks here, they're all pretty similar in size, at least between the Roborock and the Ecovacs, but with the Dream one here, it's going to have a much larger capacity compared to the other two vacuums. So it just means you're not going to have to deal with it quite as often, especially at least for the clean water, which is a nice feature to have. And then for the Dream one here, it's going to have two spinning bristles side by side. Instead of having the two split up, or one split up, it's actually going to have two. And one's going to be more rubberized, one's going to have more bristles for getting into the carpet and stuff like that. And this little fan piece here is going to have an arm on it, while this one here does not have the arm, but they are very, very, very similar products for sure. And so for these two here, for the Dream and the Roborock, they're both going to have this pull out, and then you'll have access to your dustbin, just like that. You know, pretty simple and easy, and compared to the dust canister. So these two here are both going to have LiDAR, which is great. This one also does have a camera, like this one does over here. And yeah, these are both going to have their magnetic brush discs for mopping, and they're both going to have arms to increase their surface area. Well, this one right here doesn't have an arm for this little piece here, but it doesn't really make much of a difference. Just a nice little thing to have. And this one, of course, has the two split brushes, while the other ones do not, which is a nice feature to have for people with long hair. And for this one, it does not actually have the two split mopping discs. It's actually going to have a like mopping roller, more similar again to like a floor cleaner or something like that. Something that'd be more like manual, like you would walk around with yourself, but still really great and cool. And this here in the middle is going to have the bristles and the rubber for getting both things done and dealt with, while these ones here are just going to have their two mopping discs that are going to be spinning individually or independently of each other. And yeah, this one also is going to pop out a bit. So similar to these ones, it's both going to stick out when it's turned on, so it can cover more of the surface area. And then now when we flip this over, it's going to also have two brushes, but they are side by side rather than next to each other in that way. And for this piece here, it has an arm, so it's able to fan out, and it's going to be able to cover more ground as well as more area. Oh, we lost one. But it also is going to have these two mopping discs here with an arm. So again, it's going to be able to cover more ground, more surface area, and get more cleaning done. And this is pretty simple. You just pull these tabs. You can take this piece out and clean out these brushes in the middle whenever may be necessary. It's all very accessible, easy to use, and similarly, it's also like magnetic and then Velcroed. Super easy to clean and deal with. It is also going to have a little thing in here for whenever it is necessary to clean that out yourself, but it's going to clean out these brushes inside of the Dream robot vacuum. I think these three are all great, excellent floor cleaners / robot vacuums.